Retro Code TV.
Alright guys, so we are on our way back from work, and I wanted to try swinging by a GameStop that I have not too far from where I live. And it's been so long since I've been in a GameStop, and I really kind of stopped going because they didn't really have much. But the GameStop near me now sells retro games, so I'm going to look for some retro games, and I'm also going to see what they have in the Switch department. And I don't know, we'll see. Is GameStop still relevant these days? I know that they still, they're still trying, they're hanging on, and they're trying different things. But let's check it out and see what we find. Alright, so here we are at GameStop, and I have not been to this location in quite a while. So when I actually got inside, I was pretty surprised to see that they actually have a pretty big selection of, retro games, mostly in the PS2 era. So you got some PS2, some Xbox, then of course your PS3 and Xbox 360. But they had a good selection of games, and if the game has a manual, it'll be in there, like inside the game cover or inside the case. So they don't keep the manuals behind the counter or anything like that when it comes to the retro games, or at least not for this location. Now this is one I spotted and I was like, wow, it was sitting off by itself, and it was the only Sega Genesis game they had there. So behind the glass they had some 64, NES, and Super Nintendo, but only a couple of titles and nothing really, special, just kind of standard stuff. Still not very many Switch 2 games out right now, and the ones they do have are mostly game key cards. However, once you get to the Switch section, there's actually quite a lot of titles to choose from. And the prices are still high on some of them, but a lot of them are pretty cheap. Like, look at this. Suikoden 1 and 2 Remaster, $29, not bad. But they had some pretty cool titles. A few titles were kind of like indie titles, and of course you get your mainstream titles like your Marios and Final Fantasies. But they actually had a pretty big selection, a lot more than they did last time I was here. This Persona 5 was kind of cool. It had like a steel case on it, so that was pretty neat to see. So the next one I saw was actually a Wonder Boy game, and I actually recently bought the Wonder Boy collection on the PS4 that comes in like the big box set. So it was pretty cool to see that they had some Wonder Boy games here on the Switch. Alright guys, so we just got out of GameStop, and they actually had some pretty cool stuff. Good selection this time around. So the first one I picked up, you may have saw on camera, was Royal Rumble, WWF Royal Rumble for the Sega Genesis. No manual, but pretty clean copy on the cartridge. And this was $10, which is cool. This is one I don't have actually, so it's pretty cool to get this one. It's got like Scott Hall, Lex Luger, Hulk, Macho all on there. Very cool. This was a fun game back in the day. Not quite as good as the arcade game for the Sega Genesis, but it was still fun. Next one I kind of got on a whim just because it looked cool and I like the art style. And it's called Candle, The Power of Flame. Looks really cool. It's more of a side-scrolling puzzle game. It has a very interesting art style. The music I heard is good. And this one I think is a safe bet. I went ahead and grabbed it, and that is Wonder Boy Asha in Monster World. Now I have the Wonder Boy collection on PS4, but I don't have this particular game, especially on the Switch. So this one looks really fun. The Wonder Boy games are always a safe bet. But yeah, not bad for a GameStop haul. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you on the next one.